Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 2 of the IBL. This is the team builder versus ItzSawk and the Milwaukee Boltunds. So last week we pulled out a lucky win versus OG Albina in the Miami Men's. I did not do a particularly good job preparing for Trick Room, which he ended up bringing. And the reason I didn't prep very well is because I had looked at Matrix's team and decided that while he could use Trick Room, it wouldn't be great. Like, it would only do so well against me. And I sort of kept that mentality when he transferred that team to Albina. And I did not consider how lethal Crawdaunt was. Because Crawdaunt isn't super slow. 55 is pretty slow, but it's not around that 30-40 range where you really know that you're going to underspeed everything. So I was not prepared for Crawdaunt, and that could have done some true nastiness to my team had I not gotten lucky and survived a roll and killed it in one hit. It's not like it definitely would have wrecked me, but it would not have been a 4-0 win on my part, and differential is really going to matter in this league. So I need to be doing much better job at prepping. And so here we are going into week 2. We are going up against ItzSawk. He is a great guy. I met him on Beef's Pixelmon server. He's the one who got me into all this. He got me into this league, got me into the PCL. Big shout out to him. Go check out his team builder and matchup. I don't know if he does. Definitely go check out his side of the match when it's up, because he's an awesome dude. So, this is his team. He's got Excelgor, Gengar, Electric Sawk, he got himself. Seismitoad, the evolved form of the Emperor. He's got G-Max Centiskorch, which is just an awesome G-Max poke. He's got, what's it called? The Dreadnought, yeah, there we go. Got Barbaracle, which is like discount Dreadnought. He's got Corviknight, which is super scary. He's got Rain with Pelipper, and he's got the God, Sudowoodo. It's a pretty nasty team. Very strong defensive core with Corviknight and Seismitoad. And he's got some scary sweepers, especially Rain sweeping when it comes to Dreadnought. And he's got Shell Smasher in Barbaracle. He's got Gengar, which can always be a big threat. And Excelgor, which is surprisingly good now that Throat Spray is a thing. That thing can run a Throat Spray Unburden set that's really harsh. So, yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. On the downside for his team, he's got a lot of shared weaknesses to electric and grass type moves. And a few of my Pokemon can actually run both. So if he wants to dodge the grass type, he's probably weak to electric and vice versa. So I'm pretty happy about that. And one final thing before we get into it is we promised each other to bring some heat this week. So we're going to have some fire sets on display for everyone's entertainment. And I've got some pretty good ones, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty, up first we've got Gigantamax Grimmsnarl again. It's always going to be our first Pokemon, because we are never not bringing this thing. This thing is amazing. We've got maximum odd HP. We've got enough speed to outspeed a Seismitoad with 20 speed on it, which is what Sawk likes to do. He likes to put 20 speed on slow things. We've got enough attack to kill a Seismitoad with maximum HP and defense with a Power Whip. We've got enough Spadef to survive a timid Specs Sludge Wave from a Gengar after rocks. And we've got that Cabia berry. Cabia? Probably Cabia. Cabia berry. That thing reduces poison damage. The reason we're running that is because, he's got a few pokes that can run poison type moves against me. Seismitoad, Sawk, and Gengar, notably. Probably Poison Jab on Excelgor. I don't know too much about it. But, yeah, we've got Poison Berry for that. The reason we're not running a Steel Berry for the bird for Corviknight is because Corviknight gets a move called Unnerve, which prevents me from eating berries, so I can't reliably have a berry against it. We are running Prankster Thunder Wave as one of our moves. So basically, like, this is a super defensive Grimmsnarl. This thing is preventing pretty much anything on his team from sweeping me. As long as I have this Grimmsnarl alive, I can bring it in, Thunder Wave whatever's sweeping, and that's the end of the sweep. Because whatever else is behind me can come in and outspeed it then. We've got Power Whip for all those grass type weaknesses. He's got 3 Pokemon that are 4 times weak to grass. And, you know, Pelipper doesn't want to take a grass type, and Sudowoodo doesn't want to take a grass type move, so Power Whip is just amazing. We've got Sucker Punch for the Gengar. We've got Thunder Punch for Corviknight and Pelipper. It also puts a number in against a few of the other pokes. Yeah, and that's Grimmsnarl for us. This is probably not going to get too many kills like we did last week, but it's going to be a solid defensive, you know, stalwart for this team. It's a Shadow Ball switch in too. It's pretty much the only one I have. So yeah, Gengar. Hopefully it's going to be a Shadow Ball I switch into and not a Sludge Wave. So that's that. Alrighty, next up we have Jirachi again. You guessed it. Once again, we are bringing a max HP set. We are bringing enough speed to outspeed a Dreadnought or a Seismitoad without rain. And hopefully rain won't be coming, but we could deal with rain if it comes. And we've put the rest into special attack. This thing is meant to basically come in and take some big hits. We can Wish Protect our way. That stalls out rain turns. It makes us, you know, more durable overall. We've got Thunderbolt and Energy Ball. Again, we've got that electric grass coverage that hits just about everything on the team. With Expert Belt, we turn those hits into very reliable kills. We can always kill the grass weak Pokemon with it. And the Thunderbolt will probably be able to beat a Corviknight 1v1. Even if it's max HP, max special defense. If it's not, we're definitely able to 2-hit KO it. As long as we keep that Expert Belt. And even if it's a 3-hit KO, you know, eventually our Serene Grace is going to get a paralysis, and then that 3 hits should become a bit easier. And hopefully I won't be like pressure stalled out. That's Jirachi for you. Next up we have Flygon. This thing is pure offense. Yeah, it's that too. It's pure offense to the senses. We've got max attack adamant. We have enough speed to outspeed a jolly scarfed sock. And what else do we got? We got the rest in HP. So this thing is basically running Earthquake Rock Slide. That pretty much hits everything neutrally, pretty much, guaranteed. The Earthquake just crushes the rock types on his team. Does in Gengar and Manectric as well. The Rock Slide is there for Centiskorch. It also does a number on Excelgor and Pelipper. For the bird, the scary bird, the Corviknight, we've got Thunder Punch. Last, we've got Dragon Dance, so this thing can up its attack power even higher. Expert Belt is going to make those super effective. It's that much stronger. This thing is a deadly sweeper. So I'm really happy to have it. This is probably going to be the poke that comes in, gets off a cheeky Dragon Dance, and just wins it. Because I don't know how he stops it otherwise without rain. So yeah, that's Flygon for you. Alrighty, here comes the heat. Jolteon, Kit Fisto. Jolteon's becoming my new favorite Draft League Pokemon, simply because this league allows Baton Pass. So what we've got here is a max special attack modest Jolteon. Just enough speed for Gengar and everything else in HP. We've got Thunderbolt, which just, you know, destroys Corviknight, destroys Pelipper, probably destroys those other water types except for Seismitoad. Yeah, it wrecks Dreadnought and Barbaracle. Shadow Ball, on the other hand, literally hits everything on my opponent's team. He has 0 resistance to Shadow. He has 0 immunity to Shadow Ball. So that is just amazing. This Jolteon will outspeed everything on my opponent's team except for the Excelgor, which we could end up sweeping with this thing because we've got a move called Work Up. And what Work Up does is it boosts your special attack and your physical attack at the same time. But this thing isn't really, so it's not supposed to be a sweeper. What we have here is actually a baton passer. So the goal is to, try to scare away one of the birds by bringing in Jolteon. And instead of clicking Thunderbolt, we're going to click Work Up. And what that's going to do is, as I said before, it's going to boost our attack and our special attack. And, he's probably going to switch into his Seismitoad to better take the Thunderbolt. And when he does that, I'm at +1/+1. I'm probably still going to have my Air Balloon. What that does is give me immunity to ground type moves until I take a single hit from a move. So he's either going to have to Scald me, or I just, I would just Baton Pass. So my goal is to have this thing Baton Pass that stat boost to either Flygon, and more importantly, the next Pokemon on my list. And that would be Gyarados. Yes, this thing is the Blunder Policy set. This is the hottest set in the history of Gyarados sets. So what we've got here is max attack. We've got enough speed to outspeed any of his Swift Swimmers in rain at +2. So what we have is an item called Blunder Policy, where if you miss, your speed goes up to 2 stages. So we've got a bunch of moves that like to miss. We've got Waterfall, which doesn't like to miss, but we've got Power Whip, Stone Edge, and Hurricane, all of which have a decent chance of missing. So our goal is to actually have one of these miss. And here's the thing, if they don't miss, they hit something really, really hard. And that's just as good as missing. So it's a darned if you do, darned if you don't sort of thing. Waterfall just basically hits most of the team except for the water types. Power Whip will just destroy all the water types. Stone Edge is there for the birds, and for Scorch, and for Excelgor. And Hurricane is there for Sawk. So you might notice I have a negative special attack, but I have a little bit of investment. At +1, that amount of special attack is pretty much guaranteed to kill a Sawk with a Hurricane. And that's what I'm sort of hoping to do is, like, if I get that +1 passed to me against the Seismitoad, I'll come in, Seismitoad will click Earth Power, I don't take a hit, so I'm in, and I just click Hurricane. He either switches into Sawk to Scarf Thunder Punch me, or maybe he just uses, some dumb move that I don't know about on Seismitoad that actually does damage to me. I don't think he has anything for that. Maybe like an Icy Wind or a Rock Tomb or something, but I doubt that happens because he's going to be afraid of my Power Whip. Because he knows Gyarados gets Power Whip. It's an OHKO, guaranteed against him, and he doesn't want to give me a Moxie boost. So he's probably going to, try to switch out into something. Maybe Corviknight, maybe Sawk, probably Sawk. And I'm just going to punish him as harshly as I possibly can. This also punishes a switch into Scorch as well. So, yeah, that's it. This thing hopefully can sweep. At +1, I think I sweep everything. Except for, like, Corviknight. Yeah, that sounds about right. And, Moxie. I have to run Moxie because Intimidate doesn't work against Sawk. It might pop a Adrenaline Orb on certain Pokemon that I don't want it popped on. And against Corviknight, he has another ability called Mirror Armor that'll send the Intimidate back to me. So I have to run Moxie, but hey, it might help us steamroll, especially if we get that +2 speed, and we can just start steamrolling this team. Hopefully I can sweep with Gyarados. If I can't, there's always Flygon. And so, that is Gyarados. Next up, we have Rhyperior, Pong Krull himself. Ah, this thing is beautiful. Look at it. It's so defensive. Look at it. It's got max HP. It's got enough Spadef to survive a Scald from Seismitoad with the Pasho Berry. It's got a little bit of defense just for like in case he's close combat or choice band close combat sock. I can survive that because, you know, why not? It's just a little bit of defense. Nobody'll notice. And everything else is going into attack. We've got Earthquake, which is an amazing stab. You know, crushes half the team. We've got Rock Blast to crush the other half of the team. We're running Rock Blast instead of Stone Edge because A, it's more accurate, and B, we're gonna probably use this as a lead against Excelgor. And Excelgor likes to hold a Focus Sash, so this thing can power through it. And the next cheeky move we've got is Metal Burst. So what Metal Burst does is you take damage, and however much damage you take, you do 1.5 times that to whatever, you know, damaged you. So if I take a Scald from a Seismitoad, I'm essentially going to kill the Seismitoad. And of course, last we've got Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock's actually really important. I'm going to try to get that up as soon as possible. And once that's up, that's an easy bit of damage for me. And it kind of forces Corviknight or Pelipper to come in so I can pick them off or do the Jolteon thing that I talked about earlier. So that is Rhyperior. Yep, so that's the team. Our team strategy is basically we're, again, leading with Rhyperior, unless Pelipper is out there. In that case, we will go with Jirachi, because Jirachi has excellent coverage against this entire team, except for Gengar, and Gengar's not the greatest lead in the world to go with. It's a very weird thing to lead, so I doubt it'll come. Will come out first. I think it will come. Yeah, our goal is to get rocks up, get a cheeky kill with Rhyperior, and at some point get Jolteon in against Corviknight. We're going to force that switch, and instead of Thunderbolting, we're going to click Work Up, and then we're going to pass that Work Up to Gyarados, and hopefully we'll sweep from there. That's the plan. I hope it goes well. So stay tuned this Sunday. You're going to have an awesome battle.